1968, the height of the Cold War. A time of uncertainty and fear as the world's two superpowers, the United States and the Soviet Union, raced to develop their nuclear arsenals. Meanwhile, in a remote corner of Utah, at the Dugway Proving Ground, something extraordinary was happening, or rather, being hidden from the public eye. The Dugway Proving Ground, established in 1942, is no ordinary place. It spans over 800,000 acres, making it larger than the state of Rhode Island. This top-secret military facility has been the site of some of the most clandestine chemical and biological weapons experiments ever conducted by the United States government. However, one building within this sprawling complex stands out from the rest: Building 621. Building 621 was once a cutting-edge research laboratory, housing scientists and engineers working on some of the most advanced projects of their time. But inexplicably, it was abandoned in the late 1960s, left to decay and crumble into obscurity. The lab's sudden desertion has fueled decades of speculation and conspiracy theories, but what we discover inside is far more shocking than anything that has been imagined. Our team of investigative journalists and scientists managed to gain access to the abandoned facility after years of navigating through red tape and bureaucratic hurdles. What we found was a chilling snapshot of a bygone era filled with dusty equipment and yellowed documents, relics of an era when scientific progress was inextricably linked to military ambition. But amidst the layers of dust and decay, one discovery stood out: evidence of research into a then unknown substance, designated only as Compound 23. The documents revealed that Compound 23 was considered highly sensitive, with access restricted to a select group of researchers cleared at the highest levels of national security. The experiments conducted on Compound 23 were groundbreaking and controversial, pushing the boundaries of genetic engineering and bioweaponry. Our investigation uncovered evidence suggesting that the compound had the potential to manipulate human DNA in ways never before thought possible, a power that could have been used for both good and evil. As we delved deeper into the mystery surrounding Compound 23, it became clear that its true nature was hidden for a reason. The ethical implications of this research were staggering, and it's no wonder that the project was ultimately abandoned and buried in the annals of history. The story of Building 621 and Compound 23 is one that raises more questions than answers. Who were the scientists involved? What became of Compound 23 after the lab's closure? And perhaps most importantly, why was this groundbreaking research left to languish in an abandoned laboratory, its secrets locked away from the world for decades? As we continue our investigation into the mysteries surrounding Dugway Proving Ground and Building 621, we hope to uncover the truth behind Compound 23 and shed light on a forgotten chapter of scientific history. Stay tuned as we peel back the layers of this enigma, revealing the shocking discoveries that lie at its heart. The Dugway Proving Ground, a vast military experimental facility in Utah, has been shrouded in mystery since its establishment during World War II. Among its many top-secret projects, one building, known as 621 or simply Compound 23, remains the most enigmatic. This abandoned laboratory, hidden away from prying eyes for decades, is at the heart of our investigation today. The story of Compound 23 begins with the military-industrial complex allies that operated within Dugway Proving Ground. Some of the largest defense contractors, such as Lockheed Martin and Raytheon, were deeply involved in the research conducted here. Their presence adds an extra layer of intrigue to the mystery surrounding this place, raising questions about what kind of classified experiments they might have been conducting. Yet, it wasn't just corporate giants who populated Compound 23. Eccentric scientists also played a significant role in its history. One notable figure is Dr. Charles Herbert Lafton Jr., a brilliant chemist known for his unconventional methods and controversial theories. He worked at Dugway Proving Ground during the height of the Cold War, contributing to various chemical and biological defense programs. While there's no definitive proof linking him to Compound 2, the Dugway Proving Ground in Utah, shrouded in mystery, was the epicenter of some of the most groundbreaking bioweapon research during the Cold War. Officially established in 1942 as a testing site for chemical weapons, it wasn't until the late 1950s that Dugway began its classified work on biological warfare defense programs. One such program was Project 112, a top-secret U.S. Army initiative involving large-scale testing of biological and chemical agents. Running from 1962 to 1973, this project remains one of the most enigmatic chapters in Dugway's history. Tests conducted here included releases of harmless simulants like zinc-cadmium sulfide, but also more sinister substances such as VX nerve gas and Bacillus glabigii. Central to this clandestine operation was the now-abandoned Lab 257. Designed for high-containment research, it housed state-of-the-art facilities for growing and manipulating microorganisms. Its negative pressure rooms and hermetically sealed corridors were designed to prevent any potential leaks or escapes. Yet, despite these safety measures, several accidental releases occurred, including the infamous 1968 incident where a cloud of VX nerve gas drifted over Skull Valley, affecting nearly 6,000 sheep and causing significant public outcry. While the exact nature of Compound 2 remains unknown due to heavy redactions in available documents, we do know that it was part of the broader research conducted at Dugway Proving Ground. The compound's development likely involved Dr. Charles Herbert Lafton Jr., whose unconventional methods and controversial theories made him a notable figure during his time at Dugway. Lafton's work focused on chemical and biological defense, with an emphasis on creating more effective detection systems and protective gear. His research led to several patents, including one for a process for the preparation of protective coatings. While no direct connection has been established between Lafton and Compound 2, his presence at Dugway during the relevant period suggests his possible involvement. The exact formula and purpose of Compound 2 remain elusive, however. Was it a new form of bioweapon, a counteragent, or perhaps something else entirely? Without access to unredacted records, we may never know for sure. What we can say is that the abandoned lab at Dugway Proving Ground represents a critical moment in our scientific history. Here, at the crossroads of warfare and science, researchers pushed boundaries, explored uncharted territories, and shaped the course of biological and chemical defense research, leaving behind them a legacy marked as much by secrecy and controversy as by innovation and progress. Delving deeper into the enigma that is the abandoned lab at Dugway Proving Ground, Utah, we find ourselves confronted with a web of secrecy, suppression, and vanished records. The questions surrounding this clandestine facility remain unanswered to this day, shrouded in governmental confidentiality and the passage of time. Project SHOD, or Shipboard Hazard and Defense, serves as one of the more notable programs connected to Dugway Proving Ground. Launched in 1963 and officially terminated in 1970, this U.S. Department of Defense initiative focused on the evaluation of various chemical and biological defense systems aboard naval vessels. Although much information about Project SHAD remains classified, its very existence highlights the intense research activity at Dugway Proving Ground during this period. The official termination of projects, however, does not necessarily mean an end to their associated operations or consequences. In 1968, a series of open-air tests code-named Operation Red Sky took place at Dugway Proving Ground. These tests, involving the simulated release of biological agents, had been linked to unexplained illnesses and fatalities among nearby livestock. While no definitive connection has ever been established, the coincidence adds another layer to the intrigue surrounding this secretive research complex. In addition to project terminations and controversial tests, there are also numerous instances of destroyed or vanishing records related to Dugway Proving Ground's activities. One notable example occurred in 1971 when a fire broke out at a facility responsible for storing classified documents. Although the cause of this fire remains undetermined, it resulted in the destruction of thousands of pages of crucial information. The loss of records extends beyond accidental fires, however. In some cases, entire projects have seemingly vanished from official documentation. Project 112. Project SHAGE is one such example, with much of its research being officially declassified only in 2000, nearly 3 decades after its termination. Even then, significant gaps remain in the public record, fueling further speculation about what truly transpired within these classified laboratories. The abandoned lab at Dugway Proving Ground, Utah, continues to stand as a testament to a critical moment in our scientific history, one marked by secrecy and controversy, as well as innovation and progress. The unanswered questions surrounding this facility serve as a reminder of the limits of our current knowledge and the enduring allure of the unknown. References: 1. Project SHAD, globalsecurity.org, https://shah.org, https://shah.org, military program shad.org, .org military program shad, https, Operation Red Sky, globalsecurity.org, https, //https://www.globalsecurity.org, awmdttps.uww.archives, redsky.uw.utmt, 30 Emergency Management Agency, https, www.fema.gov, Media Library, Assets Images, cttps assets images, ettps asset. 4. Project 122 ttps, and Records Administration, https ask.uww.archives.gov, Research Military Vietnam War Project Shipboard Hazard and Defense. Whistleblowers, conspiracies, and unanswered questions. As we delve deeper into the story of the abandoned lab at Dugway Proving Ground, Utah, things start to get murky. There are unanswered questions, whispers of cover-ups, and accounts from those who dared to speak out. In 1975, a scientist named Dr. Albert Schatz made headlines when he accused the U.S. military of covering up the harmful effects of chemical weapons. Schatz, who had worked on Project 112 SHAD at Dugway Proving Ground, claimed that the military had suppressed information about the health risks associated with these agents. His allegations were supported by documents released through the Freedom of Information Act, which revealed that the military had indeed been aware of the dangers but had chosen not to disclose them. But the most intriguing case is perhaps that of Rick Obey, a former Dugway employee who claimed to have witnessed strange and disturbing events at the facility. In a series of interviews with investigative journalists, Obey spoke about secret labs where researchers conducted experiments on animals using unconventional methods. He also alleged that there was a cover-up surrounding a fire that occurred at Dugway in 1968, which he claimed had destroyed evidence of illegal activities. While the military has consistently denied these allegations, there are several factors that lend them credence. For instance, the fire at Dugway Proving Ground in 1968 was indeed a significant event. According to reports from the Federal Emergency Management Agency, the fire resulted in the release of large quantities of hazardous materials into the environment. However, the full extent of the damage and the cause of the fire remain unknown, fueling speculation about what really happened. Moreover, the military's handling of Project 1012, SHAD, has raised questions about its commitment to transparency and accountability. The project, which involved testing chemical and biological weapons on soldiers and civilians, was shrouded in secrecy for decades. It wasn't until 2003 that the National Archives and Records Administration released documents related to the project, shedding light on the extent of the military's experiments. The abandoned lab at Dugway Proving Ground, Utah, is a fascinating example of hidden science and suppressed inventions. But it also raises important questions about the role of the military in conducting research and the need for transparency and accountability in scientific endeavors. As we continue to uncover more details about this mysterious facility, one thing is clear: there are still many unanswered questions that deserve our attention. The Dugway Proving Ground, a vast and remote military facility in Utah, once housed an abandoned lab that continues to baffle researchers today. The lab's secrets were buried, its scientists forgotten, but the implications of their work linger on, raising questions about transparency, accountability, and the role of the military in scientific research. In 1942, the U.S. Army established Dugway Proving Ground for chemical and biological warfare testing during World War II. The site's isolated location made it ideal for conducting secretive experiments, many of which remain classified to this day. Among these hidden projects was an enigmatic laboratory that operated from the 1950s through the 1970s. Little is known about the lab's purpose or the scientists who worked there. However, one name that frequently appears in connection with Dugway is Dr. Charles Morgan, a microbiologist and former deputy director of the U.S. Biological Warfare Laboratories at Fort Detrick, Maryland. Documents reveal that Morgan led a team of researchers investigating bacterial agents resistant to antibiotics, an area of study that has gained renewed interest in recent years due to growing concerns over antibiotic-resistant bacteria. Despite the importance of their work, many of these scientists have been all but lost to history. Their groundbreaking research, conducted under government secrecy, left no trace in academic circles or public discourse, leaving behind unanswered questions about their discoveries and methods. Today, the abandoned lab at Dugway Proving Ground serves as a haunting reminder of the secrets buried within its walls. The implications of this forgotten research are still being felt in modern science, particularly as we grapple with the growing threat of antibiotic-resistant bacteria. In many ways, the lab's legacy has come full circle, highlighting the need for openness and collaboration in scientific endeavors. As we continue to unravel the mysteries surrounding this enigmatic facility, it becomes increasingly clear that there are still many secrets waiting to be discovered. The abandoned lab at Dugway Proving Ground stands as a testament to the forgotten geniuses who once walked its halls and the military's role in shaping our scientific understanding. The questions that remain unanswered about this mysterious laboratory serve as a chilling reminder of the potential consequences when scientific research is conducted behind closed doors, hidden from public scrutiny. What other secrets lie buried within Dugway's classified files? And how might these discoveries impact our world today? As we delve deeper into the enigma that is the abandoned lab at Dugway Proving Ground, one thing remains certain: the truth may be out there, but it remains stubbornly elusive. And in its absence, the haunting specter of unanswered questions lingers on, leaving us to wonder what other mysteries lie hidden within the shadows of our past.